So I have to show off.
Check it out.
Is that tacky? Is that like wearing the shirt to the concert?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
that's fine.
Absolutely should wear the shirt to the concert. I mean, Michael.
So I walked out of my room wearing it, and my wife nearly spit her water out because she thinks it's way too tight. So I definitely underestimated my weight gain over the summer.
We call that baby gap. You're like wearing a baby gap size.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you made me look bad, dude. I don't have a t-shirt. So.
It just makes your,
Muscles. We'll send you
water.
We'll send you
I'll
one.
take it. Welcome back to Out of the Depths, where we go beneath the surface with artists who love Jesus and make heavy music. I'm Bill, and I'm joined by my co-host, Kate Nardone, host of the Rock of Ages show on Ascend FM. And today, we're hanging out with Drive Thru Society, a Christian violin metalcore band out of Denton, Texas. The band is Meg and Greg Hudson on vocals and guitar, Kathy Crabtree Moore and Michael Moore on violin and guitar, and Miles Ramsey on drums. Back in 2016, their singles Amnesty and Embers spent a combined 17 weeks on the Billboard Christian rock charts. At one point, Meg and Greg went all in, quit their jobs, put everything in storage, and moved into a friend's second bedroom to chase this thing full time. After a hiatus, they're back with a vengeance. Their first full-length album, Thresholds, just dropped last month. Raw, vulnerable, biblically grounded, and heavy in every sense of the word. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. It's good to be with you.
How's everybody doing?
We're good.
So we were actually going to start with a poll.
Okay.
So it's a 10-second show of hands. Okay. So raise your hand if you were raised and grew up in church.
Okay.
Us too. Okay.
Oh, we started? Oh, okay.
That was a good test.
All right. Do it for me one more time. Can we do that one more time? All right. Raise your hand if you grew up in church. Everybody did. Yep. Everybody.
Greg would not raise his hand for that one, but not until high school.
Mine's like a sort of.
Yeah.
I grew up in church with my parents, but then once I left, I became agnostic for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Okay. What's the story? Give me the story.
right now, we're already
Let's
diving in.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I want the story. Give it to me.
I thought we were doing polls. Okay.
Yeah, you're the winner. You're the winner of the next question. Tell
You
me.
won the poll.
Yeah. So I grew up in church with my parents, and as a young teen, I kind of fell away from Christianity and I became agnostic. And at the time, my thought process was more of can't figure it out right now. Therefore, I don't care. I don't want to bother with it. And so I went through my life just trying to be the best person that I could be. But I noticed these signs of God trying to show himself kind of over and over again. And I would go through these seasons of maybe I would read a book about it, or I would talk to some people. And one of those signs, I don't know why, but I always dated Christian girls for some reason. And so I had met Kathy at UNT, University of North Texas. And I started going to church with her, and she's kind of helped me through some of those questions. And then after a while, I could feel God calling me back in and saying that it's time now. And so that's kind of the nutshell story of it.
Yeah. So March 26th, 2017, he went forward after an altar call and he accepted Jesus into his life. And then March 27th, I proposed to him. And then, and then 10 months
I love
later,
that.
Yeah. And then 10 months later, August 26th, we were married. So,
Wow.
Wow.
or not 10 months, 6 months later.
Oh.
Okay, well, let's hear the proposal story.
Yes.
I was literally doing the dishes,
Yeah.
and she came up to me, and I was not in a good mood. My roommate had been venting to me, and there was a huge thing of dishes.
Yeah. Nobody had done the dishes. And so it fell on Michael to do them all at once. A huge sink full of dishes.
And then she walked out of the apartment and was talking to her mom. And then the next thing I know, she comes up right next to me and she's like, "You want to get married?" I was like, "Yeah."
It wasn't quite. quite like that. I hadn't thought about it before because I was telling my mom about how he had gone forward at church the next day. This was a Monday, and she said, "You better snatch him up before somebody else does." And I said, "Okay, all right." So we had been kind of looking at apartments for him like the week before, and it was just a spur of the moment, so I didn't have anything prepared, and so I was trying to talk about like, "Oh well, we've been looking at apartments for you, but what if and then he was like, "What are you trying to say?" And so I was like, "Kid, would you like to get married?" And he said yes.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah.
I proposed to my husband too, so I love that story.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, one of us.
Yeah, that's great. Good
That's
stuff.
awesome. All right, so Meg, you and Greg met playing on a college praise team.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And Drive Thru Society started when you stepped away from that. So tell me about that decision to leave.
Yeah.
I'm assuming praise and worship team, same interchangeable.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I always loved rock music, and I always wanted to be in a rock band or write rock music. And Greg liked 80s rock, so like lots of shredding, lots of guitar solos. And I was like, what about this kind of rock? And I showed him, a bunch of Christian rock that was really popular in the late, 2010s time, or the 2000s.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, this is great. This is so cool." And I'm like, "What if we did this together?" And I mean, like, I would say they were kind of interchanged for a while. When you start a band, like, you really don't know what you're doing. You're just kind of fumbling around, trying to figure it out, trying to find your sound, trying to find gigs, trying to find bandmates. And so we were doing a lot of like Disciple Nows or youth events in our area with the churches that we served while simultaneously trying to like start the band. And so once we kind of got a band together, we were still serving at our home church, but we kind of slowed down on that in order to like take more shows and kind of go that route. So yeah, those first few years, like looking back, are really cringy, but that's where we learned everything, we made a lot of mistakes. It was a lot of trial and error, figuring out the right team, the right sound, the right skills. And yeah. And luckily we made a lot of the mistakes before Miles got here, but he was there in the early years too, fumbling around with us. So yeah. And we still serve on our church's praise team now.
Oh,
so I serve about once a month. And so we're still active in our praise team. So
Yeah.
is it Violin Metalcore worship?
no, sadly.
Well, whenever I play it, immediately wherever I am, it becomes that. That's just how it works.
Although we don't have a double kick, so it's
That's
not
true.
the same in the
That's
drums.
true.
Although my team has really embraced me, and they're like, yeah, he's just gonna accidentally hit a guitar switch, and Megan's gonna go in full concert black, and the lights are gonna go crazy. And so it's kind of funny, they make it a joke,
Yeah.
but it's not the right place,
We're always trying to push wherever we serve because Michael and I also like serve at a bunch of different churches. Meg works for a company that sends musicians to churches that need different musicians for whatever they might need. And so Michael and I will go around DFW and serve. And I'm always trying to like push a little bit. And like there was one of the churches where Michael and I are attending actually now for I think it was a Good Friday service this last spring. There was a part in a song where I was like, this could really use for some chugs. Like it would be fantastic. And there were two guitars, and one of the other guitarists is actually in another metal band, funnily enough. And I was turning to them during rehearsal, and I was like, come on, guys. Like we can do this together. We can go there. And they weren't doing it. And it was so frustrating. And I was venting to Michael later that night. And he didn't share my fervor for it. He was like, well, if the song isn't there. And I was like, no, it was. And so I feel like it's always there.
It's always there.
Yeah.
But the congregation and the team may just not be ready for it yet. So
they might not feel it, but it's in our hearts.
It's in our hearts always.
You all go to different churches?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do now.
Yeah.
We used to all go to the same church, but.
And do your churches know that you're rock stars?
I wouldn't say rock star, but they know that we play metal.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And how do they feel about that? Do they ever
They're into it.
say anything?
Yeah, no, they're very into it. I feel like the church that we
Met
the
in.
4 of us met in, it took them a while to accept Meg.
Yes.
But once you start talking to Meg, you fall in love with her no matter who you are.
No.
So I think like once you talk to her, it's different than what you might see on the platform if you're not so open to that at first.
Yeah.
Once you get to know somebody, just like anything else, like
Yeah.
if you're ignorant of something, you might be afraid or fearful of it. But once you
Yeah.
talk to them and get to know them, they're a person. So
Yeah.
like it's yeah.
No, they've been great. They're on board with it. So.
Yeah.
We
Kathy,
made
how long have you been playing the violin?
27 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a
Girl.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look about 27 years old, so I can't imagine when you started. Were you the baby with the violin? Did they put you in straight away? Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And how did you all meet?
So we met. So Meg and Greg and Michael and I met at. We used to go to First Denton Baptist, and that's
Baptist.
First, and that's where we met on the worship team together. We were actually joking the other day when Michael and I got married. We sent an invitation out to everybody on the music on the praise team, and Meg told them.
Well, we'd met, but like I didn't really know them.
Yeah.
And I remember getting this wedding invitation in the email, and I was like, "Why are they inviting me to their wedding?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know them."
Yeah.
Like, but that's cool. But yeah, and we met Miles 11 years.
Yeah.
So Miles was not. You were under 21, so when we would go play bar shows, he was the only one that would get X's on his hands. when we would
Aw.
play. Yeah. So yeah, he was our old guitar player went to church with Miles, and that's kind of how we met, was through him. And so we had this whole audition back before like videos were a big thing. Like we did this whole drum audition video, and looking back, it's absolutely hilarious because
It's garbage.
it's garbage, but it's so funny. So yeah, so we've known Miles for a really, really long time, and then we met them at church.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And the next thing you knew, you were at their wedding and you didn't even know why.
I didn't go to the wedding. I didn't know them.
You weren't even there.
I wasn't there.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
But now I would go now.
Yeah.
So yeah. And they bonded over their love for like metal and video games and Taco Bell.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
And Taco Bell. That's an important one. That's
Bell.
like the basis of all my daughter's friendships, is whether or not the people they are friends with like Taco Bell. If you don't like Taco Bell, they're not friends with you.
That's so funny.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Miles. Ready, Miles?
Yes.
So like drummers don't really get the testimony questions, right? Like so was there a moment for you or was it like a slow burn
For what? The testimony.
for your testimony for coming to the Lord and all that?
It was definitely because I grew up in church and just seeing, how my dad was, I was like, okay, well, he does it, so I need to do it. And so it was
Yeah.
always like, I did it because
Drums or believing in
believing in God.
Yeah.
Oh, because there was that too.
Both are applicable. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. So I kind of was just like, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I didn't know what it really meant.
Yeah.
And then really after my dad passed in 2016, I was like, you know what? That's no. I'm not going to do anything with God. And that went through a lot. And it was around really 2020. I started it was 2019. I got asked to play at a church. And then they're like, can you just play full time? And so I was still involved with church, even though I was like, no, I don't really care or believe in God, So, but I was always like, okay, it was always around me. So I was in a relationship, was going to get married in 2020, and I felt like I wasn't supposed to. And when I finally called it off, and after everything, a lot of things happened to where I was like, okay, God, I hear you. I'm going to figure out, and so I took a year to just find, obviously he's always there, but I was like, I want to know, not take someone's word for it. I'm going to find God for myself. And I got rededicated myself that year in 2021, rebaptized. And yeah, it's been great since then.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. And just this could be for anybody. What's God doing in your life right now? Like, what are you learning? What's he teaching you?
Been going through. Meg and I have both gone through Desiring God. She went all the way through it. I'm not all the way through yet, but also with I'm also kind of concurrently reading it with His Utmost for My Highest, and they both work really well together. And Michael and I are in another Christian cover band called Mosaics, and every other summer we go to Spain on a musical mission trip. So we've been
Wow.
twice, once last summer and then once in 2023. So we're gonna go again next summer. And after we came back last summer, the pastor who's the director of that group recommended those couple books to me. And it's been an amazing journey to finally go with God and tell him, like, I'm ready for whatever you have for me. Because like I grew up in Baptist school from kindergarten up until 10th grade. And so I was saved when I was 6. And so it was always being a Christian was always part of my life, kind of like what Miles was saying. But it wasn't until like I was a true adult that it was always scary. Like as a kid, that they would always talk about like missionaries in church and chapel at school, that they would just be open and just have all this faith to give to God, and it was so scary to me. And I thought as a kid, like, well, I love music so much. I want to do that as a career. Like I decided when I was 14 in 8th grade that I was like, I'm going to do this as a career. So then like as a kid, like I would always see mission during like missions week at my church, and they would just go somewhere. They would go to Australia or they would go to Uruguay. And I thought, like, this is crazy. Like what if I tell God I'm ready for whatever he wants me to do? And what if I'm going to work in an office somewhere that has nothing to do with music? And I was so terrified of that like I always kind of put that out of my mind. Like I was a Christian, I would talk to God and I would go to church, but I was like, that's too much for me. I can't do that. That's way too scary. And finally, like just opening myself up to God, it was the most peace I've ever felt. It was amazing. And it is still kind of scary sometimes, but I know that everything in the Bible that we read, like Abraham left his home and he journeyed for many years. Like it was what, like 10 years or something between when God told him and Sarah that they would have a baby to when she actually got pregnant. And like that's insane. 10 years? Like that's amazing. So I know that everything we see in the Bible, even when I don't feel like God is always talking to me in that moment and I can't feel him in his presence, I know that he's there and that he has something for each of us and he holds us in his hand no matter what. And that's a huge comfort. So yeah.
All right, guys, ready?
Yes.
If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice about following Jesus specifically, what would you say?
Just trust him. It just makes things easier. His will, not mine.
And when he tells you something,
Do
like do it. It's better to don't try to argue.
obedience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say too, like, listen to the Lord more than other people. Because there were a lot of people that we listened to because we were really big on like trusting advice, but not everybody's on your team. Not everybody, wants what's best for you. And while getting advice is good and that is biblical, trusting the Lord and what he tells you to do is more important.
And he might be working in a different way in their life and teaching them
Right.
something different than what he wants to teach you or what you're struggling with. So it might be completely different.
But you over there. Yeah, I'm waiting. Talk to your 18-year-old self. What'd you
Man, I
think?
was thinking about it because by the time I was 18, I wasn't a believer, and so when you first asked it, I thought I wouldn't say a thing because if I told myself something, I wouldn't listen to it first off. But
Yeah.
then also, like, I probably wouldn't be in the same spot. It's like what is it, the butterfly effect or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I almost wouldn't want to tell myself anything. I would just want to let God do the work. So
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Play-Doh.
We're going to switch gears a little bit to just the musical journey with another popcorn question.
Okay.
Okay. And this is one that like some people wrote in, wanted to know like where the name Drive Thru Society came from. So like Whoever has the best answer, give it to me.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. So coming up with a band name is obviously it's very hard because you wanted to implement all these things, and we came up with a bunch. We even tried to use like band name generators, which are hilarious. If you want a good laugh, go to like band name generators online. And so one day I was driving down the freeway back home, and I saw a drive-through pharmacy, drive-through cleaners, drive-through car wash, drive-through fast food, like everything.
We have a drive-through beer barn.
Yeah,
in
we do
Denton.
too. We have a
Yeah.
drive-through beer barn.
It's a college town, so
Yeah. I mean, like everything is convenient. Everything is now. You don't even have to get out of your car to get your pharmaceuticals. You don't even have to get out of your car to like go to the bank, or get groceries now. Like, I mean, everything is the drive-through. And I was like, why are we so obsessed with like instant gratification? Like, is that how church is going to become? Like, are we just going to drive up to church, get our little, feel good sermon and then drive away without any community, no corporate worship, like no mutual edification of the body? Like the Bible literally says, don't give up meeting together, And so I just was like frustrated at our society being so obsessed with like instant gratification. We're not being patient. We're not waiting on God. And then I came up with Drive Thru Society.
and very like individual focused.
Yeah. And when I brought it to the team, they were like, yeah, we like that. And I was like, okay. So it's kind of a sarcastic play on our society to like poke at them and be like, hey, are you just like living in this instant gratification and all about you world? Or are you actually going to be sensitive to the Spirit and the things that God's trying to teach you? So.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Kathy, I've been real excited to ask you about Violin Metalcore. Are there other bands that are doing anything heavy with violin?
Yeah. So there's this band called Imminence. They're out of Sweden, and their lead singer, he screams and plays violin and sings all together. I don't do that. Meg is an incredible vocalist, so that's her job. I let her do that. But then last week we were in Life Fest in Wisconsin, and the band Jaren also has a violinist, and she also sings too.
They're not metal.
They're not metal, but they're
implementing strings.
Yeah, they're pretty rocking too. And so, but yes, Imminence definitely is
probably the only one that I can really think
There
of.
was another one, and it was like
There was
some up and coming TikTok. I'll find it. I don't know what it was.
So have you had like is it violinists or violin players with this
violinists.
guitar?
Yeah.
Have you had other violinists comment or give you feedback like, I love what you're doing, like this works, it shouldn't work but it works? Like what kind of feedback do you get?
Usually everybody likes it, but I will say though, one stereotypical thing I get again and again after so many shows that I remember it is they'll be coming up to the merch table to talk to us, and they said, "Oh, I love violin, but my favorite instrument is the cello." And I say, okay, yeah, it's so beautiful. Yes. And I haven't really come up with like a snappy thing or something.
I got you. What you say is, I love all fans, but I especially love fans that buy merch.
You gotta cut at me, I feel like, with the t-shirts and the...
There you go. Yeah.
I got our
That's a good answer.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'll have to remember that one.
See our shirt?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Or a lot of times, like Michael and I will get what other instruments you play? My nephew plays 10 instruments, and he learned the violin already. He's done with it. I was like, oh, good for him. That's great. Keep going. You just learn one instrument, and then you finished it.
Yeah,
completed it.
Completed.
Yeah. So we always joke about that. But no, but I think going back to your question, I think like what works so well, if I could say humbly, the violin is such a versatile instrument. So we've talked with a lot of guitar players and other. Here's Greg, by the way.
There he is.
What's up, Greg? All right, yeah, Michael, you gotta
You gotta get real tight.
scooch in.
Oh, there you go. But the violin is so versatile, and we've talked a lot with other, especially guitar players, that they see my pedal board that Michael so beautifully set up.
Greg did too now.
Greg has also been a part of it, yes. And they talk to me about different tones like distortion, and and different delays. And we've kind of settled, at least at this point of our band journey, on just kind of a clean tone for the violin, not any dirt. We don't put any major effects on it, because we just with our hands can do so much to affect the sound. So I can make it dirtier if I want, just by gripping the string a little bit more, like going a little closer to the bridge, or if I want kind of like a floaty sound. I know I have all the tools to do that, so I don't necessarily need to use a lot of pedals to accomplish that. So I think it's just like violin can be used in metal and in jazz and in classical, of course, and in bluegrass and country and all these things, just by the nature of the instrument. So I think it works really well. I have a blast doing it. So not a lot of our friends in the classical world have commented on it as far as like its efficacy or how it works, but also like they don't need to. Like we're having fun.
Yeah, we're doing our thing.
Yeah, so
It works for us.
yeah.
An ebow probably wouldn't work on a violin, right? Because
I
it's
bet it would. We should try afterwards, but I bet I bet it would, because it's a string, it's a steel string, right?
Yeah.
And ebows work on it's a magnet, right?
Yeah.
But
We're gonna try it just for you.
But it's
do
a
it.
core. Would it matter that it's a synthetic core?
No,
No,
no.
because
it's
steel's
just
all around it.
yeah, because it's just a magnet that goes positive and negative, so it vibrates the string. So as long
Okay.
as the string is steel, it should be fine.
We're gonna try it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
try it.
We'll report back.
Well, Meg, let's stay on you. I want to ask if you could take us from your praise voice to your metal voice. Like, how did you learn to do what you do for this record? And like, can you demo the difference for us?
I'm not worried. Well, I will give a lot of credit to the producer we were working with at the time, Travis Wyrick. He, have your own opinions about him, but he really did help pull out a lot of things in my voice. When we were first working with him, I went in very choir trained, very professional, singer. And he was like, we're singing rock and roll. Like we gotta grunge this up. And so found a lot of cool like techniques to make it more gritty, to make it more edgy. I listened to a lot of Hailstorm, a lot of In This Moment,
Yeah.
which are not Christian bands, but their singers are phenomenal and they do a lot of really cool sounds with their voice and make it real like grungy and raw. And so, and then if I wanted to do the really pretty floaty stuff, it was like Amy Lee, Carrie Job, the singers that can just float those beautiful notes up there. And so, as far as the screaming goes, I watched a lot of techniques online about how to scream and not hurt your voice. And when we first started writing the record, I would say my screaming range was really minimal. And then as we kept rehearsing and playing live shows and we kept writing and recording, I felt like my lows like really came in really well. The highs I'm still working on because they are tough on the voice, but I can get them in like 2 takes and then I'm toast. So like those screamers that can like scream really high, and that really wide sounding vowels, like I'm not there yet. And that's okay. We'll get there. So but yeah, I would say there's lots of different techniques that you can use in your like chest voice and your head voice. And we like when Corey would say he'd say like put more grit on it or make it sound dirty.
Our producer.
Our producer would coach me while I'm in the vocal booth and he'd be like, that's too pretty, like make it more gritty. So yeah.
Nice. No, we're not going to put you on unless you want to. We're not going to put you on the spot.
I'm not warmed up.
Only if you wanted to.
I don't like particularly screaming if I'm not warmed up because it can hurt.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
No problem. No.
You get a pass.
We'll put you on the spot.
Yeah. I'd probably blow everybody's ears out too.
Yes,
because
that's
I'm not
true.
quiet. Like
No.
some like Lacey Sturm is really good at kind of like whisper screaming. I can't do that. Not in my wheelhouse. So
Michael, what is your favorite riff on the album and how did it come about?
yeah, Michael.
My favorite riff? Oh man. I would have to say the opening of Terrified. So that riff is I've actually had it in my back pocket for like a lot of years. Like way back when I was in a band when I lived in Tulsa, and I had that in my back pocket. I actually played it like a couple times with some other like friends, and then but nothing came of it. So I was like, okay, I still got this. I can still use it. You know, I'm not stepping on anyone's toes here. Yeah. And so, but it's just a crazy riff. It's just fun. You don't have to think about it. It's just, yeah, it's just primal. So it's good.
Awesome.
So who fights more on tour, the spouses or the bandmates?
The spouses.
Like us.
yeah.
Not Miles.
Not me.
Yeah. Yeah, Miles and Kathy. So bandmates.
Miles and Kathy.
Bandmates for sure.
I wouldn't say fighting. I would say strong disagreements.
Or just being like a brother.
Yeah,
that you
Miles.
never had.
She doesn't have a brother,
Yeah.
so Miles
I
kind
feel
of.
that role.
I was gonna say like a sibling thing.
Younger sibling role. Very
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pushes that big button. That's like the I'm gonna annoy her.
Kathy has a big one.
And Miles is like, well, yes.
And he preys on me. he goes for it, and he exploits that part of my genuine nature. Give it to me, my God.
Like a brother would. Like a brother would.
That's a brother would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good.
So Greg, you might not be the best person to answer this, but I'm trying to spread the questions out.
Yeah, no worries.
I know you've had a chance to work with Travis and Corey. And I'd love to hear more just about what's that process of working with these great producers like? Like you go from these raw tracks to this polished final version that sounds amazing. How much influence and shaping have they had in that process?
Yeah. It a ton, just in general. I got to work a lot with Travis, and I got to kind of witness a lot with Corey. I was having to work a lot during us recording, and so
He was also in school and
Yeah.
working full time.
yeah.
So, like you said, he would be in the studio but working.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he saw it. He saw the soup being made or whatever it is.
Yeah. And so like Travis, when I first started, it's almost like getting guitar lessons in a way too. Like you kind of go in and you're like, I can play this riff, I can play it this way. I attack the strings this way. Like maybe the sound here is all muted, and but then like when you sit with a producer that is able to kind of hear all the parts playing without them actually playing.
Also, if they're guitarists too.
And they're guitarists too, yeah, because Travis was a guitar player and Corey's a guitar player. So like they both understand techniques. They understand like, hey, turn your pick this way, or like palm you with this part of your hand. And then like some parts it's like you need to attack it, like with a brick. And other parts it's like it needs to be soft and gentle. And there's different like just almost like hand postures, that you can do and so I would say there's a lot of kind of guitar lessons that you kind of get through it where you become a better guitar player. Obviously too, you're having to play on tempo, and it's supposed to be on the beat. You can't be too slow or too fast. And so sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't realize I was dragging in this part. And so they'll stop it and you erase it, and you can do it again. It's not all one takes like people may think.
Not live.
There is a refinement that you have to do in the studio that you don't necessarily have to do when you're playing it live. And so that was really cool to witness. And definitely there is a humbling feeling too of like, I always can be better. I always can learn more. I can always do it like something different or something new.
Yeah.
And that was cool too, is like in the writing, in the recording process, a lot of times you kind of think like the song's got to be polished and you're going to go in there and you've got this awesome sick song and then you're going to record it the exact same way you did the demo. That's not the truth,
But with Enemy though, that's the least like tinkering that Corey did out of all the songs.
Yes.
It was also our first song, and I'm pretty sure he was like, I need these people like me.
Yeah.
But it was pretty set.
Yeah. And right. And so there's a lot of that too, just kind of going in with an open mind that like, hey, like they may say like, hey, this riff is cool, but what if you did this note?
like just add this one note in here, and you're like, wow, that's mind blowing. Like that sounds like 20 times better. I never would have thought of that. So
And
it's pretty cool.
sometimes they say that, and you're like, I don't think so. And you have to come to a cooperation. Like with Enemy specifically, Meg was singing the melody up a full third higher.
I was.
And the melody as it is now was a harmony. And Corey was like, I'm worried for your voice for performing this live, if you're going to be able to do it consistently. And he really had to take all of us and convince us that the true melody line was this, what we thought was harmony. And all of us were like,
and now we're like, praise God.
yes, yeah.
Praise God that we listened to him, because that would have been brutal to sing.
Yeah.
So,
but it seemed like, as somebody who came in, like Michael and I came in 2019, so we were coming into a band that had already recorded 2 EPs. And so hearing the differences about Travis, their work with Travis, and then seeing what we did with Corey, it seemed as though what you guys did with Travis was a lot more, there was more overhaul in the song process. And with Corey, I think also like we were all older and more mature musicians in our songwriting and composing. So we already had more of an idea of what we wanted in a finished product. It seemed like Travis really like worked the song over. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to add guitar solos like every 2 seconds, so Travis had to kind of like be like, it's not just an 80s guitar band, but, there's got to be some sort of chorus and melody to it. So so being able to throw those in there and stuff is fun.
Yeah.
I need to connect with Corey. He's in San Antonio with me, right?
Yes, he's in your neighborhood.
Yeah,
I know.
He's a good dude. It's good.
Yeah, I want to talk to him. I'll reach out.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Nice meet if you're in San Antonio and New Jersey. How did that happen?
So I don't know that Kate knows this, but when I first started my project, Kate reached out. We didn't even have any music out there yet, but Kate reached out and she's like, do you want your song on the radio? And I thought it was spam. I honestly thought it was spam. And I think I ignored you. I ignored you for a while. And then I finally, I'm like,
first of all, I didn't harass him. I sent him like 1 message, right?
No, this is true.
2?
No, you sent me 1 message.
Okay.
And I ignored it. And then I just felt like, okay, what's the harm if I play ball and just say, hey, our first single is not even out yet. And you said it's fine to wait. And so I waited. I think it was like maybe another 2 more months before the first single released. And next thing I know, hearing myself on the radio, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
Feel bad for ignoring me now, don't you?
I did feel bad ignoring you, but I get weird stuff. Do you guys get weird stuff too?
Yes.
Like all kinds of people that want something and
Mike almost fell for me too.
No, I was new to TikTok.
No, I'm gonna tell. I'm like,
No.
I think we have time for this story.
I think
no, the one about the cup.
Huh?
The cups. The tumblers. The leather tumblers.
No, I was
It
talking
wasn't a
to
scam?
guys that wanted to be my sugar daddy.
Yeah. That's different.
I've gotten lots of requests.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is
She's only
this?
got 1. That's
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? Like, are there really men out there that?
Yes, because they hit you up. Yeah.
I was floored. So then I was like, this first guy that like I didn't really know what he was after. I thought, oh, he just wants to talk about music and stuff. And I was naive. I was dumb. Then he starts asking, and I was like, sir, I'm married. And he's like, that's okay. And I was like, whoa. Whoa. Wait a minute. Like, this is not okay. It caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten one in a while, but yeah, that's nice. I got bombarded when I first got on TikTok. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's very weird.
social media.
So to finish my part of the story, I started I started this podcast because I'm an old guy with 4 kids and a job, and I'm not going to tour. And Evan lives in an RV and he records from his RV. And so I'm like, I need something different because I'm not going to be performing. I just do like the arrangements and the composition, and then I give them to Evan, and then he does the magic because he's the rock star. And then, as you know, we work with different vocalists on every song. So I said, I need something different for social media, but I'm a professional interviewer. Like I'm in talent acquisition, so I interview people all the time. So I thought maybe I'll interview some people, and I put something out there on Instagram just saying, "Hey, I'm looking for emerging bands to interview." And I had like 7 bands reach out to me. I was not expecting that. And
Cool.
Mitch with Pipe Bomb was like,
Yeah.
I'm in. And I'm like, dude, Pipe Bomb, he's like all over the place. Like
Yeah.
he posts some crazy stuff and he gets like 400 likes. I'm like,
I
I don't
know.
know that I'm ready for that. So his was my first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had another one after that. And it just felt like somebody was missing. And, if it's 2 people, it feels like a conversation. And from a listener perspective, I thought, I don't want people listening in on a conversation. I want people listening in on people hanging out, just talking about God and faith and music and having a good time together. That's the sort of thing I would want to listen to. And so I was praying about it, and God kept bringing Kate to mind. And at that point, we hadn't really talked. I mean, I sent you a couple of my songs and you played, but that was it. And I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, I've got this idea. You want to talk about it? And you said yes. And
That's awesome.
That's cool.
here we are.
He told me to
We
pray
actually-
about it. And I said, God does things with me. He's a very like quick yes or noer. So if I say I'll think about it, I usually tend to have already heard the answer. And it's more of a person answer than a God answer. And so we just went back and forth a little more. And as we were talking, I was just like, he already said yes, so let's do it.
That's exactly what you said. I was like, pray about it and let me know. And you're like, he already said yes. I'm like, okay.
I never intended on doing radio ever. I feel like I'm more comfortable with radio because this makes me very uncomfortable. I'm not like a big fan of like people looking at me and all that. But the idea of radio never occurred to me. But then my friend Greg, he acquired the opportunity to take on a radio station that had closed. And it had always been his dream to do a Christian radio station. And it was COVID. So like there was nothing going on. We were all stuck at home. And he just reached out to me. He said, Kate, this is what's happening. This is what I did. I don't know why, but God put you in my mind. Would you be interested in hosting for the station? And it's contemporary Christian music.
Yeah.
And again, I was just kind of like, oh, I'll have to think about it. God's already like, yes. And I'm like, oh. You're like, let me think about it, but he tends to not let me think about things too long because I get in my head. But so I said yes. And then I did like the contemporary show like 5 days a week for a long time. And then I needed to do a little bit less because of life circumstances and stuff. And then I just got this idea that I love worship. I love all that. But this is my kind of music. This is what I listen to. This is what's on my playlist. So I approached him about it. And he said, absolutely, you can have Friday nights. And I said, cool. And same thing, like I just started spamming people, I guess, just saying like, I have old school music that I used to listen to, like from back in the day that I loved. And I was like, there were current bands and things, but I was like, I want to find like emerging artists. Like I want to play people that haven't been on the radio yet that, And so I just put those feelers out there and floodgates opened and God just brought them in and keeps bringing them in. And
So cool.
And you guys were one of those bands. And it's okay if I segue a little bit.
Yeah.
Meg, I have there's a lot of bands that are in my radio play.
Yeah.
And I really do listen to everybody. I really do look into everybody. I'm always trying to like make sure that like I'm not just picking like playing bands that are like living worldly and just using this as a crutch to the next step and that kind of thing. And I find that I connect with certain songs from certain bands for all sorts of reasons. I'm going to get my tissues out and make this about me for 10 seconds. Okay. It's going to be longer than 10 seconds. I don't know why I said 10 seconds. That just came out of my mouth. But I reached out to you and you put out there. And I just said, thank you. Thank you. Because it's very difficult as a woman who has fertility issues or has had miscarriage after miscarriage. In my case, there were 3. That the enemy like comes and like makes us be quiet.
Yeah.
Kind of carry that, like, not that there's a shame, but it's like when your body betrays you, you always kind of like feel like it's your fault. So there's a false shame to it. and a false guilt to it. And it's when there's losses, whether it's our dad or whether it's a baby we haven't met yet or anything else, like it causes spiritual stuff to come into play with doubt and anger and like all the things. But it's hard to articulate because it's just not talked about. People don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like it's something like to be ashamed of, or it's just too taboo or whatever it is. And so I've gotten pushback myself. In the first book that I wrote, I put a tiny little poem in there about it. And it reads like this. And it says, tiny fingers I wanted to touch, tiny toes I wanted to count, tiny laughs I wanted to hear, tiny cheeks I wanted to kiss. Blood-stained disappointment left my arms empty. You mattered. I got pushback about putting that in my book.
Really?
And I'm an artist, so I actually did a painting based on Miscarriage.
Yeah.
That did not go over well with most people.
No.
And it took 8 years, but somebody bought it finally.
Yeah.
And then there was a ministry and a connection to like go with. But it's always been difficult to talk about, because artwork speaks for itself. You put things down, people are reading it. They're not really hearing your emotions. When I listened to your song, when your song came out, before I even saw the video, which, good job. When I listened to your song, you can ask my husband. I went to him and I said, you have to listen to this. And we listened to it together and he held me through the whole thing. And I said, this is what miscarriage feels like. This is what infertility feels like. And that part where you scream, I said, every woman that's ever been in this position has screamed just like that. Like, that's what this feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And so, one, I want to applaud you for being brave enough to put that out there. I don't know your full story and you don't know mine, but it doesn't matter because we understand.
Yeah.
We understand. And there are so many women out there that are quiet. And I feel like I can't tell you how many times I've played this song in my car and I've thought about my babies
Yeah.
and healing and all the things. So I just want to applaud you because I think a lot of your music, that one hits me the hardest just because of my experiences. Your music is very, it's bold and it's brave and it's in your face and it's non-apologetic and you go there. And I think that's really important.
Awesome.
And I know you're not typically, you have a stance that you don't want to create art just for radio. You want to talk about what you want to talk about. And I just want to say, if you ever wonder if that is important or if that works or if it really does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, truly, because I remember being in the studio and Corey and his wife experienced a loss at 16 weeks. And so, they are very familiar with it. And I remember when I was recording the second verse, and it was the line about, I'm on the bathroom floor watching you die in front of me, because most of my friends had miscarriages at home and they could see the child. And it's very traumatic, And I asked Corey, I was like, is this too graphic? I think graphic was the word I used. And he was like, not for those who have been there, not for those who have experienced it. And I was like, okay, and I mean, I never expected, I was hoping that women would feel seen and heard. I haven't expected the feedback of thank you that we've gotten from writing that song. Just a lot of women were like, this is what it feels like. And now I feel seen. And that was really our heart because it is a very closeted thing. They don't really want to talk about it. And I would say too, it is very women perspective, but men feel it too. I mean, I've watched men recluse, after losing children to miscarriage and they don't want to try anymore. It wounds them in a different way. And so, it's really just for all longing parents, families. I mean, I've prayed over a lot of people at shows for God's promises to be fulfilled, and granting them a child. And
just in comments on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, people will share their whole heart, and it's such a blessing that they feel that we've opened the door that they can feel that they can do that and feel safe to do that. So that's a blessing for us that God has given us that opportunity. People respond in that way, that they feel open, and that's
not alone and able to share. Maybe they were holding it in for years, and now it's this release that they've given. That is at the core, that is a ministry you provided for them.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, my parents are really sweet. They watch our kids when we go play shows. And my mom's like, I can't get out there and do what you do. I can't go to all these things. She's like, but I can watch your kids, and that's my ministry, so that you can go do
Amen.
your ministry, you know? And so it feels very much like, yes, we were playing music. Yes, we have a good time on stage, but it is primarily ministry for us.
Yeah.
To be able to go be with the people of God and encourage them and speak life into them and hope. So,
Well, God definitely uses you, and He
Thank-
uses you to bless me
Amen.
very specifically. So
oh, well, thank you for sharing that and being vulnerable with us. I know
Absolutely.
it's not easy.
it's not easy, but just so we don't end it on a sad note, if people don't.
No, you're fine.
The Lord performed miracles in my life, and I did end up at the end of those 3 losses
Yeah,
with a beautiful daughter,
yeah, that's amazing.
biologically. So yeah,
Truly.
yes, God is good.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I know. You're like,
But you know what? I got all my cries out first, because probably like 2 hours before I sat down, before I put all this on my face,
yeah.
I looked at my husband, and I was already crying. And he was like, what? I said, I got to get it out now, man. I don't know how I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I want to say, but I don't know how I'm going to get through what I'm going to talk about if I don't do this right now. And so
Yeah.
he just let me. I said, listen, we're going to do this. And I played your song. And I told him what I was thinking about saying. And he held me through the whole thing. And I ugly cried. And then I got myself together. I went and put on my waterproof makeup, and here I am. And I think I did okay. I have so many tissues. I was like, I'm going to lose it, but praise God.
Oh, no, I appreciate
God is
you
good.
and your vulnerability. So thank you for sharing.
And
Absolutely.
credit to Corey, our producer. Like, at no point during the recording process was he ever like, this is too much, or like, take it back a little bit.
No.
He
He was always pushing.
Yes, he always said, like, let it out, and he always supported us through the entire process. Like, he's been
'cause
an
we didn't-
incredible
yeah,
support.
and we didn't hold back on the record,
No,
as you know. We talked
Yeah.
about a lot of really heavy things. So
You did.
he doesn't even think we're that heavy. And it was funny. Like, one of the last songs we recorded on Thresholds, I said, "Hey Corey, I'm just curious, like, what kind of genre do you think you would put us in?" And he didn't even I don't even remember what he said, but he didn't say metal at all. And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" and Michael and I had many conversations in the car and at home about that. But it was just so funny that Crow was like, "Oh yeah, you guys aren't even that heavy." And we're like, "Oh, okay."
well, we're gonna punch that out of the water next time. You know.
Wow. Where do you want to go next, Bill?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a smooth segue to the fun stuff, but I feel like Miles has gone to his happy place, so we probably need to mix it up.
Bring him back in.
You guys game for
Let's do it.
some fan questions?
Yeah.
We're up. Yeah.
Okay, so Joseph Martinez is dying to know, does pineapple belong on pizza?
100%.
100%. Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
What about you?
Yeah, Michael doesn't look
Belong,
convinced.
but you can put it. I'll eat it, but I don't think it belongs.
Whatever.
Yeah, I won't judge you, but I'm not touching it.
Megan,
That's all I eat.
Yeah.
Is pineapple on pizza with
Megan and I love a Hawaiian pizza. Yes.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
There you go,
Sweet
Joseph.
and salty, yes.
I'm a vegetarian, so I do pineapple and jalapeno.
Mm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
good. Try it. It's good.
He likes
It's-
jalapenos.
Love.
He does too. Yeah.
All right. Jenna Ferreira asked, what is your go-to food on tour?
Sour Patch Kids.
As Michael called them, sour children.
Sour
Our children.
And boiled eggs.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's Miles.
I've recently been getting into like just a little thing of fruit.
Yeah, just a little
Yep.
cup of fruit from the gas station.
But watermelon, pineapple,
Strawberries.
grapes, strawberries. Yeah. It's great because like you're in gas station food lands and diners all the time. So like it's nice to have
A little
something.
refreshing.
Yeah, it's refreshing and from the earth.
Mine's popcorn.
Yes.
I love chips, but I don't eat them because I have no self-control.
Mhm.
So popcorn, yeah, like the Boom Chicka Pop. I get
Yes.
the sweet one and the salty one. So both live in my world.
So you're saying you do have self-control with popcorn, but not chips?
I didn't say that.
Neither.
No, it's just popcorn's. a little better for you than a potato chip. So
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. Mama.
yeah. So I don't know. Greg's go-to is
The burritos. Yeah.
Breakfast.
Some sort of handheld item that I can do this while I'm driving, and then the co-pilot is either Miles or Michael, and they will sauce my burrito while I'm driving.
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time, so I can.
it's a process.
It's a process.
I send him an invoice for this task.
Yeah.
It doesn't come
Teamwork.
cheap.
You're getting paid? No, I
Well-
don't pay. They're on collection.
Wow.
So we kind of already talked about this, but we're going to give a shout out to Brett Holt. We love you, Brett. I don't know you, but we love you. He wants to know, how long have you all been Christians?
Me, it'll be this coming up year, this coming up school year, it'll be 31 years for me. Yeah, that's older than Miles.
How many years ago that?
Greg is still adding it up.
I don't know how old I am in 8th grade.
14, 15, 14. He turned 14.
Oh, okay. Okay. So like 22 years.
I mean, I guess like what it would be. Yeah.
9
Yeah.
years.
9 years.
Yeah.
So I guess that my question would be, how do I lose it?
Right. That's what because I was
Yeah.
like, when I was a kid.
I'm gonna
No,
say
it's
when
really-
I said no, I'm choosing. When I
Mm.
personally chose.
Yeah.
Okay, DStep777 says, will Drive Thru Society have a bass player one day?
Current bass player, he's really consistent.
His name is Mr. Mac, but
It doesn't cost anything.
He's always in tune. It's really
he
great.
always shows up to rehearsal right on time.
His setup takes a while.
His rig is extensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's really in tune.
We don't need a bass.
I do miss having a live bassist, but yeah, especially Miles. But there's already 5 of us, so I feel like adding a 6th person would be really heavy on the stage and extra gear. I mean, it's just a lot. Some of the stages we play are very tiny,
That's
so
true.
I don't even know if another person would fit up there.
Yeah.
So probably no plans in the near future.
What do you do when you're playing live?
MacBook.
MacBook,
Like MacBook. Track.
the tracks
Yeah.
run the bass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Disciple used to do
So
it for a while too.
Technically, I play bass because
The button.
Plays
Yeah,
bass.
that's fun.
You don't have a bass player.
There you go.
Wow.
You're so talented.
And Michael tracked all the
Yeah,
bass.
he tracked on the bass.
Yeah, so he literally played bass like for
Like that.
yeah, so on Corey's cool Dingwall bass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was
It was
Yeah, I wanted Dingwall so bad. Oh my gosh. I showed my wife, and then when she saw the price, she's like,
Hey, hit
Yeah.
Corey up again. He just put a post up on Facebook today. He's selling a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
hit him up. If you give him the right
See,
price.
Casey's coming.
No,
She's like,
no.
"Oh, we're paying off all our debt." He was like, "I'm trying."
Yeah, he put a lot of stuff up this year. So yeah.
all right, so Miles, you got drums, you got bass, you just need to learn violin. Like you could learn that real quick.
Monica,
Cello.
I know how to play.
do you really? What are we doing?
And he played trumpet as a kid, so like you
Yeah.
can do that.
I was told you're not gonna like our band because we don't have a full drum set. We don't have marching band. I was like, okay. They convinced me to play trumpet, so I know how to read music. And then there's one day we did a pep rally and they pulled out a full drum set, and I looked over at the band teacher. I'm like, what is this? Yeah.
All right,
Next.
Clay Westpat asks, if you could make a song for any movie or video game franchise, what would you pick?
John Wick.
Doom. Michael really likes
Yeah,
Doom.
Doom?
DOOM?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
like Doom.
the video games.
But man, Mick Gordon, like I cannot hold a candle to Mick Gordon.
No,
you know.
He does his own thing. We do our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not suitable for children, but I love Gears of War. Miles does too. Don't leave me hanging. And so, yeah, we like to play Gears of War. So personally, I would love to write a song
That could work.
for Gears of War.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm playing Skyrim right now. I feel like that would be
That'd be
great to
epic,
like
yeah.
have some like
Especially with violin, like
Yeah.
it would go right in.
Oh
And
yeah.
a lot of like folk music and stuff.
So I'm seeing a Drive Thru Society Twitch stream in your future. I think Zana just did something like that.
Clearly, it
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah.
it needs to happen.
When the new Gears comes out, maybe.
I'm not a gamer, but I like to watch my husband play. He's really good at it.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
plays like and I know I sound silly here, but he plays really beautifully animated games. So like Skyrim, he went
yeah.
all the way through Skyrim, and I just sat and watched him.
There you go.
I'm having so much fun. I feel like there's a million questions that we prepared that
I told you to talk a lot.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask, but okay. So here's how it's going to work. You probably already know. We're going to read a statement like most likely to do this, and you're going to point to the person that you feel like that's most true for. Okay.
I feel like I know who we're gonna point at most of the time.
All right,
All right.
someone's gonna get picked on. I feel.
Yeah.
The gullible one.
no.
We'll do a trial one first. Most
try.
likely to show up to a video shoot wearing a Spider-Man costume from Shein.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, Meg, was it? I purposely put that in because you and I don't know if you knew that was me, but I called you out on like that's the coolest Spider-Man costume
There
for
were
your.
several people that talked about like my Spider-Man costume. That's so funny.
We showed up today, and Greg was still wearing his pajamas
Yeah.
at 5:45
PM.
So yeah, so that's why we all
It's so
pointed
funny.
to him.
But yeah. If it was a real Spider-Man costume,
Yes.
Greg.
Yes.
Okay, but it did look like Spider-Man in
Yeah.
your video.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did wear a banana costume to a D-Now once.
Yeah, sure.
If you want, you can re-ask the question and we'll point it.
Yeah.
No. That was a test. Kate will kick us off with the real one.
All right, ready? Most likely to survive the zombie apocalypse.
Still great.
Most likely to have 47 unread text messages.
100%.
Look kind of me.
I love
Yeah, because you
Kinda
can like stuff from like 2 months ago.
And I finally get to it. Yeah.
All right, most likely to be super competitive over a board game.
Really?
It's bad.
Okay. I don't think we played a board game.
Wow,
No,
It's
It's me. It's me. I'm the one.
No, it's me.
No, like my family doesn't. We played this one board game with Michael one time, and he won, and we were all so mad at it. We never played it again.
So I haven't played it. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ticket to Ride.
I'm
right?
not that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Ticket to Ride. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have 3 options of Ticket to Ride.
Meg would get so mad when I'd steal her sheep in Catan. She'd be like, I worked so hard for that sheep.
We should play
It's upset.
Most likely to befriend a complete stranger in under 5 minutes.
Right, honestly.
That's true. Very
Yeah.
proud of him.
Yeah.
I brought him out of the shell.
Yep.
All right.
My introvertedness is worn down.
All right, most likely to know a completely useless but fascinating fact. And
Only
you share
because,
it with the room, right? Like everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
You share the
Yeah.
facts.
It'd be either your.
Most likely to get talked into buying something from an infomercial.
Kathy, because she's gullible.
Mommy, did you see this? Yeah, you don't have to talk me into it. I'll just buy it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it.
So funny.
When it's a 99 cent.
Meg
All
says she sees sale. She's like, oh, it's on
That's
sale.
not.
It's still $5,000, but it's on sale.
All right, who's most likely to cry over a commercial?
Yesterday.
Yeah, she literally did. She literally did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Was it the ASPCA?
I can't watch.
I can't watch that.
Is it the
Yeah.
one where they play Sarah McLachlan and you're like, why are you doing that?
Yes. No, I
Most likely to get injured doing something completely non-athletic.
All of us I did cut my thumb like the day before our show because I was.
You did something else too.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Some captain.
Yes, me. I guess.
All right. Most likely to win a reality TV show.
No. Me?
Yeah. You just acted.
Okay. No, I don't. Okay.
Also, none of us are like sociopaths. So I feel like that one's a tricky one to answer. You know, just laying it out there. You know, it's fine.
That's good to know.
I actually think Michael, but
He's kind of a silent killer. Like
yeah, fly under the radar.
Yes.
Everybody would like him. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't want to vote him off.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, as long as you're not in last place. Like what's the Great British Baking Show?
Yeah.
As long as you're not in last place, you're good.
Most likely to become a conspiracy theorist after watching one documentary.
Well, these two. Over here.
These 3.
Yeah.
Please do not ask any follow-up questions. Huh?
Did you know? Did you know?
Please.
We had a I'm just going to tell you one thing. We had an 18-hour van ride, and let's just say it was a lot of fun.
All right, last one. Ready? Who has the most embarrassing search history?
Search history?
Ooh.
Like on Google?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you Google things.
I mean, I can't spell anything.
Honestly,
so,
yeah.
like, looking up how to spell
Yeah.
things is left.
Man, I need to look
I mean, it would be because no, I'm not saying that. I have children. I have to Google things.
That's true.
For my
That's true.
children to be
That's
like,
true.
is this
I
normal?
hear some be suspicious. It's like, why do you need to know how to get snot out of
Yeah.
Yeah,
see?
that's
Or
true.
How do I
how
get
to-
blood out of
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I get? Yeah.
I Googled snake farm the other day.
Yeah.
That one's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was to find a weakness. So there's a lot of backstory here.
Have you heard the song Snake Farm?
By Ray Wiley Hubbard.
I saw your reel.
You need to
Yes.
go add it to your playlist. You're
Listen
in
to the
San
song.
Antonio. Do you know the Snake Farm in New Braunfels?
Yeah. I've
Okay,
never
cool.
been because I feel like that's Satan's
to go.
domain.
It's a
but-
reptile.
You just need to. It's
No,
a
I'm
restaurant
joking. I'm
around.
joking.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
nasty.
singing this song.
It looks like one of those places that people go in and not everyone comes out.
I would agree with that.
They needed food.
He was hungry.
Well, I don't know what it is. What is it?
Oh, it's just
A breeding
Yeah.
house for snakes.
for snakes and
And the
reptiles.
reptiles.
All right, well, let's talk about what's next for you guys. You got any shows? You got any upcoming releases?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this next weekend we're playing Saturday at Chains on Chains Festival in
July
Springfield,
19th.
Missouri. Yeah, July 19th. And then once we get back, we're writing music and we're going to record a couple of songs with Corey, our producer, and film a music video all in 1 week, hopefully. We'll see. So we're planning to, we already recorded a Christmas song with Corey that we'll be filming the music video for. And we recorded another track that hopefully we'll be releasing like in January, February, sometime this next year. So we're excited for that.
And then in September, we'll be going up to Ohio to play at Immersion Music Festival.
Right.
It's their second one. So we're really excited to be on the bill this year.
And then Summerfest.
In Oklahoma?
Yes, in Oklahoma, Nowata, Oklahoma, in September 26th. And then we're also opening the Dallas show for the first Kingdom Come tour with Heal the Hurt. Sorry, Kingdom Core tour with Heal the Hurt, Magdalene Rose, and Unbroken Rain. So we're really pumped for that. That's November 20th at 3 Links in Dallas. Yeah.
Nice.
And we've been talking some other things on the horizon that aren't quite solidified yet. Yeah. So we're excited.
Keep them busy.
Yeah.
You sound busy. So where should people go? You tell us, give yourself the plugs. Where should people go to follow you and get the album?
Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube. I don't know the website.
He hopped right in like he was waiting
I
for
was
it.
ready for it. I was like, let's go.
So it's our website is drivethrusocietyband.com, THRU, Drive Thru Band. And then all our other social handles are just Drive Thru Society.
Yeah. But to listen to the album, you can go on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, or YouTube Music, or just YouTube in general. That's kind of where you can find the record. If you want a physical copy, you can order one at our website. So
I'll put the links in the description.
Great.
Sweet.
Thank you.
And they have great merch. If I can just show.
I know it.
I failed.
Sorry, Kate.
I know. I'm going to order one tonight, I promise. Not because I have to, because I want to.
yeah.
Oh, thank
One
you.
second.
Well, how can people be praying for you?
I would say balance for all of us. All work jobs, and we're doing this because it's what we feel called to, what we love. So balance for our home life, and that would be really, really helpful for us. Just juggling all the things, and just provision. Like we have a lot of music on our heart and a lot of things that we want to say, and obviously all that costs money. So far, the Lord has been gracious enough to provide finances for it. And so just for provision in that so that we can continue to make art that helps people, see the glory of God and that he's glorified in that. So yeah, I would say those two things for sure.
And also, like, whenever we're at shows, we talk to people a lot and pray for them. And sometimes they come up with to us with really heavy things that have been weighing on their hearts and their lives. And we just always ask the Holy Spirit to give us the words to say, and that we stay spiritually fit and ready to be ministers to them. Just that we keep up with our spiritual walk with the Lord. Because if we're not doing that, then we're not fulfilling what He wants us to do. So yeah, just for us to remain faithful to that.
Is it okay if I pray over you
Sure.
guys now?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Close
absolutely.
things out.
Yeah.
This was a pleasure, by the way.
Aw.
You guys are a lot of fun, and you kept apologizing for talking too much, but it's better than not talking at all. Doing interviews,
Okay, awesome.
one word answers, and no, this was
We
great.
just always go over time
Yeah.
every time we talk to somebody.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're good. You're good. Well, all right. I'm going to pray. I feel like I want to hold hands out like that. All right, guys. Heavenly Father, I come before you, Lord Jesus. I just thank you for this amazing group, this group of artists, Lord, that have not just a heart for music, but most importantly, Lord, a heart for you. I thank you, Lord, for providing them with everything they need. Lord, give them that balance that they want, Father, that balance that they seek for being a band, but also being married couples and parents and friends and, work and ministry and all the things. You get pulled in a million directions, and sometimes you can feel like you're not giving each thing what it deserves. I ask, Lord, that you just give them grace, that you just provide for them, Lord, the time they need to do everything, and that you would meet all of their needs, their spiritual needs, their financial needs, that you would continue to use them to bring attention to your goodness and your glory, and that you would continue to use them as a sounding board, Father, for topics that aren't often spoken of, that you would give them divine revelation of lyrics and topics, that you would give them divine encounters with people that need to hear and need to see and need to be ministered to in all the ways that they can provide through your guidance and your Holy Spirit leading. I ask, Father God, that they continue just to meet people throughout their ministry, Lord, that you would bring to them exactly what you would have them say through your Holy Spirit, Lord. I know it's difficult in ministry. You don't always know who's aligned to talk to you and what they're going to say, but I just ask, Father, that every time they are meeting with their fans, Lord, that the Holy Spirit would just come, lead, guide, and direct their words, their thoughts, and their emotions, and that you would just make this a ministry grow, this fan base grow, and that you promise in your word that when we follow your directions and your will, and we are faithful to you, you will bless us and you will give us increase. So I ask that you give increase, lots of increase. Thank you for this time we've had together, Father God, and I just praise you and I thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you guys. This was fun. This was
Yay.
super fun.
It was fun.
We like to have fun.